Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're having a good Wednesday in the market. August 17th. SPY's flushing down right now. Had our Fed minutes. GME, it's actually red now. Bed Bath is holding steady at that 26% up. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. LMFA is ripping right now. We've called this out in the Discord before, actually. Speaking of, you can jump on the Discord. Link for that's in the description. We share plays, things that are popping, entries, exits. We also have a Twitter at Happy Money YT. Might do a Twitter space tonight. See if you guys have anything you want to discuss. I like to just listen. I mean, if someone wants to talk about something specific, it's nice to discuss stuff. But feel free to jump on there and follow me. And if you have something you want to talk about, do a little Twitter spaces. So minutes came out. This was kind of a data set we were waiting on to see if it would shake the market. From my understanding of it, it was basically neutral, more or less. So neutral to me at this point means the market can kind of keep rallying, or at least kind of be range bound and probably not scare the market. It's coming down right now, but unless if they read more into it. But so far the reaction that I'm seeing is probably going to be neutral to slightly bullish. So maybe trade in a range like we did back here, up here for a bit, kind of, I don't know, 420, 423, and 430. Do like one of these numbers again, like we did here. What else did we do that? Here, and then actually here too, and then we broke out to the upside. Really, I think the next big one is CPI, which is next month. So we could keep rallying until that too. I mean, it's a little overbought in the RSI, coming down right now. We are in SLD. The beginning of SLD period started, I believe, today. So these next 3 days are typically kind of bearish on the SPY, and I think we're starting to see that some today. And so the whole market might be a little bit shaky for the next few days. And then next week, the second half of SLD, we've seen big GME runs. This one in March was the last big one we had, starting on an SLD period. As well as monthly options, MOPEX on Friday. It'll be a pretty big one too. I don't know how many trillions, but a large one. And then basically once all those options expire, it kind of untethers the market from all this kind of obligations and liability, and everything gets rolled. And so basically the market can kind of move freer and is more loose to move with more velocity, more or less. So once Friday happens and we see next week could be some big movement. I'm hopeful that we'll see a big movement on GME. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, maybe Tuesday, more likely than Monday, but we'll see. I was kind of initially waiting until end of this week or even beginning of next week to go back long on GME, but as you know, BBBY ripping yesterday and kind of, I think, hedge or margin calling basically. XRT and a lot of the retail space all started squeezing right here. So I got into GME a little earlier than I would have, but now we're kind of seeing, I think, this kind of bearish price action that I was kind of expecting. But just in case it didn't do this, I went basically long a little early to have exposure, because sometimes we've seen it rip even in the beginning of SLD, but looks like it's probably not going to. BBBY also, I think it's probably going to come down next couple days. I know I've been a little early on the coming down because I thought it was hot here, and it's definitely exceeded my expectations on how high it rallied this actual rip. But I think we'll probably see something similar to this consolidation, just on a bigger scale, because this was a Friday and then Monday, right? Is that Friday? Yeah. So I think something like this. So maybe find support even back down in these teens, 15, maybe 13, fill that gap there. Not sure if it'll come down that far, but I think it probably could. And I don't know if that'll happen this week or not, but I think probably next couple days it will settle down. The double doji up there, that could be a sign of a reversal, that double doji candle. And yeah, so I think there'll be profit taking on weeklies, and we'll see some de-hedging for the market makers, which will cause sell pressure. So kind of a gamma squeeze in the other direction. But that being said, I mean, this thing is holding up really nicely, all things considered. It's basically on the hourly, it's built a bull flag here. So I could be off still. I could be early. Like it might keep rallying until I don't know. That $30 range though, that is a pretty big resistance. This was the rally from when Ryan Cohen bought in. Basically news that he bought in here, gapped way up, and then came down. So it did reject that. And if you think about shorts, when they opened up big shorts, $30 is probably anything over that, and you're probably a majority of the shorts are underwater, basically losing. And majority might be underwater right now at 26. I think there was some fund or something that blew up yesterday at that 20 range when we saw that thing break 20. So I think there was definitely a large amount in that 20 area, and then now I think there's too big of a short position in that above that 30, and even up above this 26. So you imagine if they're short and they started to open up their short here. They've held a profit on it up until it starts to cross to the upside. So I think that's gonna be a big breaking that 30 for sure. Not sure if we'll be able to do it this week. I probably will go long, most likely with shares, just because the IV on these things are crazy. You could do spreads, might do debit spreads. So basically it'd be like buying a 30 call and then selling a 31 call, and that basically negates the IV, since you're receiving credit for selling this call. You capture gains. That's the only downside basically, but it makes the play much cheaper. But I think probably shares will be the way, and they have their announcement still. BBBY, they said they're gonna announce something by the end of August, so maybe the Bye Bye Baby spinoff. Not sure, and it could be a sell the news type thing. Not necessarily, even if it's bullish news, it could drop. Looking at the hourly though, this thing looks nice. This is a massive engulfing candle to the downside, but that being said, nice support here and nice looking bull flag. It's on the daily, the 4 hour, it's still very overbought. So we'll see. And I mean, definitely clearly the momentum today has slowed. It's up 25%, but that was just from the gap up. Basically it opened here, hit that 30, rejected it, and it's held up here nicely. But I think with SLD and the whole market pressure kind of coming down the next few days, we'll probably see it pull back some. Not sure how far, but at least probably cool this RSI, hopefully back down to that 50 range. And that might bring it, I don't know, 20, 16, I mean 13 would be awesome. You have to imagine the buying pressure on this thing, if it gets back down to 13, would be pretty immense. And GameStop, I think it'll come down some. Hopefully it stays up, since I did go long yesterday with basically full portfolio. Hoping it stays above that 39 where I kind of bought in just from my margin, but possible it doesn't, depending on how the whole market reacts. I'm bullish for next week still though. This move yesterday was nice. Big volume, big green candle, engulfing. No divergences or anything like that. Still looks very good. Still in this kind of bull flag formation. Weekly, it's looking good too. So the borrow fees kind of come down a little bit, kind of keeps ticking down, but that doesn't necessarily mean the rally's over. But yeah, just something to keep in mind. It's kind of been trending down. But yeah, basically if Tuesday of next week, I don't know, if it doesn't start to make big moves to the upside, yeah, I mean, it's held support so well, really, ever since the split. Like, we had the sell-off after the split, which was anticipated, and then ever since then, it's really just been somewhat a very stable stock. So, yeah, maybe maybe we won't see a big down move. Maybe we're in this long-term uptrend, which is pretty undeniable, I'd say. BBBY, yeah. Yeah, I like this one. This has been this one is tough for me because I feel so foolish not going more long on it. I'm long on it, but not going more long. Once Ryan Cohen bought in at 15, I waited on it, which was in hindsight the right thing to do, and it came down, and I went a little bit long down here. But to think the millions he put in and the type of investor he is, and everything he sees. He clearly knows the cycles and everything that's going on. Yeah, to not go more on it is just like, I definitely feel foolish. The simple plays are oftentimes the right ones. So not to overthink it, not to try and figure out some harder play that someone else doesn't see, but just to be very simple and frank. And you know, that's why oftentimes new investors initially do really well. They just, you know, it's just stupid thought and just, it's not dumb luck. It's just like the obvious, and they just go for it, and then it works for them. So I know this, but yeah. Anyways, we'll get another chance. I haven't chased it, as you know. But if it comes down, I'm a buyer. If I get in the teens or even under the teens, yeah, I'm definitely a buyer. It's just where GME is at that point and where the rest of my capital is, because I really don't have any capital for it at this point. But that being said, we're making some money on it. Not a whole lot. The market kind of was a little scared today, waiting for the minutes, and then SLD period, I think, is settling some stuff down. I did get shares actually on BBIG. Looks like it's kind of settling a bit. I didn't even notice TBLT. This could be a kind of a squeezy play. It's getting volume this last hour. Phase apron. I mean, there's still a lot of exuberance in the market, and I think the rally will continue just probably after this week. We'll see a big continuation. I think to the upside, or at least range bound, which will allow kind of the gamma and short squeeze on BBBY and GameStop to continue. So the account, I should have traded it more. I should have sold out, but I decided to hold. And then I did sell. Then I bought back in, and but more or less, I'm kind of in the same spot I was yesterday. I sold those HSDT shares. They have the high spiral fee. Made a little bit on it. Wanted to free up the capital. So I've been buying puts at basically at close on SPY, and then selling them at open, more or less within 5 minutes. Majority of the moves on SPY in the last like 50 years are in the after hours. You know, the hundreds or thousands of percent, whatever it's gone up. It's all been in after hours. If you just count day trading, like trading hours, it's only moved for like 1% or less than 1%. So kind of interesting thought. Like if I kind of have a direction I see it going tomorrow, just getting it at close and then closing it in the morning. It's worked the last couple days with puts. Even just that little half a percent gap down, and it opens your plays up 30-40%. Clove, I closed these. Yesterday would have been the day to close more bullish stuff, but I'll just hold through the rest of this SLD. Here's my BBIG shares. Just a few of them don't have much money. There's the 45s I sold and bought back. Yeah. So BBBY play here. I think the calls are up. Interesting today, actually, these call premiums have come up more. Isn't that weird? So on these leaps, these January calls, these were 700% yesterday. And today with the consolidation, for whatever reason, maybe it's a spread. No, not really. Just the consolidation for some reason brought these up more. So these are now 1100%, and then my short calls are 17.5 for next Friday. Hopefully I don't have to roll those, but it's fine if I do. So maxing on this one now is 4,600, which would be realized by next Friday if I don't roll that short call. Here are the GMEs. They're now negative. And the stuff that was long yesterday is cooled off today. Next still looks good to me. Express looks good. R looks good. BRCC. I really like BRCC's chart, actually. Gonna have to hold for a little bit, though. This thing has a nice bull flag. I like the volume. Everything looks good on this thing. It just broke out of this resistance right up here. I like that one. And then neg is... there's another one that's kind of interesting. All this volume coming in here, but it's like the price action hasn't really occurred yet. So anticipating a move on that. Car still looks good. It's kind of breaking through that 9 moving average, which is kind of a bummer. We'll see. Hopefully it kind of holds up in this range here. A little more consolidation before another move, but this one, we'll see how that works out. I'm not too confident in that. Peloton still looks good to me. I think that thing should do well. My Datadog, we'll see. SoFi, not as bullish on that at all. Yeah, today if it closes bearish, it looks like it will. Right under the 9. Bearish MACD. Looks like it's trying to fill this gap, so maybe fill that gap before it moves. If it moves to the upside or not. Here's Neo. It's like this red candle is breaking back into that bottom triangle it's calling out there, which would negate that move, I think. Little continuation wedge. Yeah. So on a green day, if we probably not this week, but maybe next week, I'll probably try and scale out some more and get some more capital. And then yeah, be prepared for CPI next month, more or less. All right, guys, that's what I got. Thanks for watching. See you on Discord. Peace out.